And welcome to the heart of lesson number 14, red ink and whiteout, which I don't reference at all in the lesson, and your sections don't fully fit into those two categories. I was trying to think of when you're taking a test and then the teacher goes through with the red ink and marks all the things that are wrong, but whiteout can cover over those mistakes. So in the same way, we see Adam and Eve fail this big first test, but then we also see how God is planning to cover over their mistakes and defeat sin and death once and for all in Jesus. So that is kind of where the title came from, but don't worry about that part. Joyce and Pastor Taylor, you are going to be looking at Adam and Eve's response after they sinned, after they disobeyed God and failed the test. So we'll be looking at some of the ways that sin kind of just immediately starts to infect their relationship with themselves, with each other, and with God, how they are running and hiding from God. They're trying to cover over their shame and feeling shame for the first time. And then we see this division that happens between the two of them where they're playing the blame game and saying, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's his fault over there, and that kind of a thing. So that's what you're going to be talking about is, Adam and Eve's response to sin and starting to see how sin is already breaking apart all of these things that once were good. And then Joe, you are going to be looking at God's response to sin. So we're going to see the consequences that are given to the serpent, to Eve, and to Adam. And then you're also going to talk about this great gracious gift that God gives to Adam and Eve in sacrificing those animals and making a clothing for them that would cover over their shame, and how that points to Jesus ultimately doing that for us. So those are the two main things that are happening. I have a few things in there that might make things a little bit more interactive and engaging for the kids as you teach in your stations. And then, of course, the third station will be God at Work, which overall went really well from what I heard the first week. So that's promising and hopeful. Yeah, which is I'm very happy about. And then we will see what happens next in Noah. I think I'm skipping over Cain and Abel. I can't remember now. There's a plan somewhere. It's all listed out. It was Cain and Abel before when we did this the first time through. I have a feeling that we're just going right to Noah, which is the next story where people are actually tested at a tree, because that doesn't happen with Cain and Abel, even though it's the seed. So there's still tree illustrations. Anyways, all right. Yeah, thank you. And I will see you this Wednesday, or hopefully tomorrow too.